Hey everybody, it's Fox. I want to talk about the book, Sekret Machines, Chasing Shadows. This book was dreamed up by pop-punk god Tom Delonge and written by New York Times bestselling author A.J. Hartley. In typical Delonge fashion, on the front cover, it sells itself both as a novel based on actual events and from the imagination of Tom Delonge. I suppose Hartley and Delonge want readers to approach this work as though it's a piece of historical fiction. I can't help but ponder whether it's more propaganda than storytelling though. Consider what Hartley has to say in his acknowledgment and thanks at the beginning of the book. Though this is a work of fiction, it is grounded as much as possible in real places and events. This could be interpreted in any number of ways. The book references several real places and events: World War II, the Holocaust, Stonehenge. The list is numerous. The story does take place on Earth after all. But does the truth stop there? It's not clear where the line between fact and fiction is drawn. But if only a smattering of this story is true, our reality is much, much different from what we see day to day. But before we dive any further into this, I want to invite you to subscribe. We muse about all things strange, from the UFO phenomena to killer robots. I believe the truth is stranger than fiction, so I seek out the strange, because odds are, that's where the truth is. But moving on. The book jumps between four distinct yet related storylines. A fighter jet pilot, Alan, who after encountering a UFO on a clandestine mission over Afghanistan, is recruited to be a test pilot stationed at Area 51, under the auspices of the CIA. A tenacious truth seeker and debunker of all things paranormal, Tamika, who finds herself quite literally in a deadly game of cat and mouse. A young boy, nicknamed Jersey, growing up suffering the ravages of the Holocaust, who, after escaping to the US after World War II, finds himself recruited as a spy wrapped up in the UFO phenomena and the now infamous Project Paperclip. And a young woman, Jennifer, who after the untimely death of her billionaire financier father, finds herself at the helm of a sprawling empire with mysterious money trails and a target on her back. The book also weaves infamous UFO lore into many aspects of the story. Area 51, the Roswell crash, even Barney and Betty Hill's abduction story takes center stage in several chapters. The book argues that all these events we are so familiar with are connected in one way or another to the main protagonists and the story at large. Through this piece of fiction, Delonge and Hartley provide answers to some of the most deeply held questions about the UFO phenomena and the humans involved. For instance, what does the US government know about UFOs? Delonge and Hartley paint a reality where the US government and her adversaries have, since World War II, been in possession of truly next-gen flight technology. It explains that the triangular-type craft that we have witnessed all over the planet do not have alien beings at the helm, but humans. You know, the TR-3B, the triangular craft everyone seems to know about, but no one in any place of knowledge or authority has ever admitted exists. Hartley does a great job of making the reader feel as though they are at the helm of one of these machines. Consider this passage from early on in the book. He engaged the manual system and cupped his hand over the red trackball on his armrest. He rolled it gently and the locus pivoted in place. He did it again, this time applying a little thrust with his other hand, and the ship changed direction again, leaping hard to the west and then climbing in a dizzying spiral before screaming back to the southeast. Of course there was no screaming, except perhaps inside Alan's head, as the laws of physics seemed to implode with each movement the craft made. No sound, no torque, no g-force, no inertia. On a side note, one thing I found particularly interesting was the use of the term UAP, or Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. Well, not so much the use of the term, but the timing. Hillary Clinton used the term UAP for the first time on Jimmy Kimmel Live on March 24th, 2016. That was the first time I had heard the term used. This book was published just 12 days later on April 5th, 2016, utilizing the then unfamiliar initialism. I only point this out because the term UAP was coined as a way to distract from the baggage the term UFO carried, and to see it utilized in this book makes me consider the hypothesis that the rebranding initiative goes much further than a soundbite on late-night television. If any listeners know when the term UAP was first coined, I'd be interested in knowing that. Let me know in the comments or email me. Some context concerning the provenance of this book is in order as well. Tom Delonge founded To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science to accomplish a wide array of goals. According to their official website, they strive to collect documents and physical materials from public and private sources related to the UAP phenomena, to study it and then transition the transformative technologies behind it to wider applications of public benefit. It's a tall order, but that's not all. They have an entertainment division with the goal to create film, television, books, music, art, and merchandise, all centered around the phenomena. I believe this book is the first of many media vehicles they have and intend to create to lift the veil on and explore the phenomena. Mission accomplished. But again, where is the line between fact and fiction? Is this simply a propaganda piece or a well-intentioned endeavor? At a high level, this book presents a reality where the US government, among others, have access to technologies light years ahead of anything we regularly see in our skies today. It claims that there is a massive network of shady finances funding projects buried deep in the machinations of modern government, manipulated by people and forces that don't have humanity's best interests at heart. That there is an active and aggressive disinformation campaign surrounding the phenomena that strives to obfuscate the topic in an attempt to hoard power. Above all, it claims that we are not alone in the universe, and that the whispers of conspiracy and a breakaway civilization are, in a large part, true, and that humanity faces a dire threat not from little gray men, but by something with an entirely human origin. In conclusion, do I believe the story here? No. But it is fun. I really enjoyed turning the pages of this one. It's a good story and was an easy read suitable for everyone. I get the feeling this book was written for the millennial and Generation Z crowd. If you're a UFO nut like myself though, you'll enjoy the tale, but I can't help but feel that this book is more propaganda than storytelling. But then I have to ask, to what end? I'll be taking a good look at the follow-up book to this one as well, Sekret Machines, A Fire Within. Thank you for listening. If you like my work, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. And remember, this ride is not without risk. Be careful out there and take care.